Well, good afternoon and greetings, everybody. What a special day it is here in Wisconsin to have these folks with us, and also a big thanks to LiveX and others that have made this happen today. First Lady, thank you so much for being here. Dr. Cardona, thank you so much for coming back to Wisconsin, and it's great to be here at LiveX. I've been here before. It's a great place. I was glad to join many of our federal partners last year in the Unlocking Pathway Summit right here in Wisconsin to highlight our work to prepare students to thrive in the 21st century economy and 21st century workforce. And I'm excited today to be here to celebrate the roughly $1.5 million grant Wisconsin will be receiving thanks to funding made possible by the Biden administration for Unlocking Pathways program. Yes. How about that? You know, in Wisconsin, we have historically low unemployment and high workforce participation, and we have a lot of work to do, though, to address our state's generational workforce challenges, including retaining and recruiting talented workers. We've been making smart, really strategic investments to bolster our state's workforce and reduce barriers for workers and make targeted investments in key sectors, investments that we've been able to make in no small thanks to President Biden and the Democrats' American Rescue Plan Act. I also declared 2024 the Year of the Worker in Wisconsin and announced a number of new events and efforts that build upon our work as an administration to create a workforce that can meet today's needs and well into the future. We also know that we can build a strong workforce by helping students pursue every avenue for career readiness and advancements available during high school and after graduation. Wisconsin has a world-class youth and registered apprenticeship programs that have seen record enrollment in recent years, with more than 8,300 students participating in youth apprenticeship. And thanks to this new investment, we're going to be able to build upon this work with 20 pilot schools across our state that will receive funding to prepare and connect more than 10,000 students to these valuable career and technical education resources. This program will help get students, especially low-income students, students of color, students with disabilities, one step closer to securing good-paying jobs in in-demand industries that are eager to hire and give them the tools to build a solid foundation for a career right here in Wisconsin. So thank you again, First Lady Biden and Secretary Cardona, for being here to celebrate this exceptional program. It's now my pleasure to welcome U.S. Department of Education Secretary Dr. Cardona up here, and I'll hand it off to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. This is great. Hello, Green Bay. How we doing? Thank you to Governor Evers for that introduction, and thank you to Mayor Genrich and Chairman Hill for the invitation to be here with you in Badger State. I can't think of a better place to celebrate Career and Technical Education Month. For one thing, you have a governor who is an unapologetic champion for public education. We like that. Yes. We like that. Not only is he an educator and former superintendent, but he's also such a well-known fighter for public education dollars that he didn't just boost funds for public schools. He boosted funds for public schools for the next 400 years. Let's hope that in the year 24-25, they'll have your vision still. Yeah. It's not that raising the bar on behalf of students is, if that's not raising the bar for students, I don't know what is. Lots of you here today are educators, and all of us here today care about students. So I'm betting you believe deeply that every child has endless potential, and every student has a superpower. That's good news. Because to compete in the workforce of today and tomorrow and to meet the demands of our economy, our students will need many different superpowers. For too long, we've normalized in education a system that's designed around a one narrow pathway to opportunity. And that's created a 4-year college or bust mentality across the country. But that won't work with our president's investment in the Invest in America strategy. We need to evolve our schools. We need to move forward into a reality where schools shift quicker to meet the demands of today's workforce. Well, Wisconsin, you proved you're worthy of your state motto, forward, because when we announced the winners of our Career Connected High School Grants competition, you delivered. You came up with one of the boldest, most ambitious plans that we saw. I'm going to give a shout out to Superintendent Jill Underley. Is Jill here?
Sadly, she's in California, but Karen wrote the grant and she's in.
Karen, let's give it up for Karen. And the whole state team, congratulations. Congratulations. Our charge was this: come up with strategies to connect the things we teach in our schools to career pathways of today and tomorrow. And the Department of Education will support you with dollars to make it happen. We wanted projects that reflected the department's 4 major priorities for career-connected high schools. And that work is happening in large part to the leadership of Assistant Secretary Dr. Amy Lloyd, who's here with me today. Thank you, Amy. So those priorities include the opportunities for students to earn college credit while in high school, to get real, hands-on, career-driven experiences, to earn credentials that employers seek, and to receive quality career advising. Those are the 4 parts. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction is one of only 2 in a cohort of 19 grantees where the state education agency itself is the winner, and where you're working on a statewide workforce. So again, congratulations. It's more likely that it's going to be systematized because it's being led by you there. So thank you. You're intentionally collaborating across K-12 schools, institutions of higher education, and employers. You're centering equity. We heard the governor. You're centering equity by focusing on rural and underserved students. And if that's not ambitious enough, you're looking to scale the approach to serve even more schools. We need more efforts like this across the whole country. As you work to implement your career-connected high school plan, keep sharing your ideas and let us know how your projects are working on the ground. We want to highlight your good work. As an educator and governor and former superintendent, you know we learn best by seeing other examples that work. And we want to lift up your model across the country. And you've got a huge friend and ally in the White House. I can't think of a greater supporter of expanding opportunity through education than our next speaker, Dr. Jill Biden. She's a teacher herself, and I've been fortunate as Secretary of Education to recognize that it starts at the top. President Biden understands the importance of education as an investment. Let me tell you, there's no one who's a greater champion for education in DC than our next speaker. Please give it up for our First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you, Miguel. I feel like I should say hello to the people down there. So thanks, Miguel. You know, Joe promised that he would choose a Secretary of Education who came from the classroom, and we could not have asked for a better one than you, Miguel. So thank you. And it's amazing to be here with another educator, Governor Evers, as we said. And Governor, you've been a remarkable leader for this state, and Joe and I are so grateful for your partnership. And we can't wait to host you and Kathy at the White House next week at the National Governors Association meeting. So I look forward to seeing you there. And Mayor Genrich, thank you for welcoming me to your wonderful city once again. Let's see, I don't know where oh gosh. Right in front of you. So thank you for all you do for your community. And Chairman Hill, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. So I'm in Green Bay today because something special is happening here, something that's really transformative. And we want other parts of this state and the country to follow your example. So you elected my husband, President Biden, because he wanted to rebuild the middle class. But what does that look like, and how do you do it? It looks like what's happening here, where President Biden and state leaders are transforming education, reimagining middle school and high school classrooms, and turning them into places that students can try out different careers, explore their interests, and discover how to turn those interests into good paying jobs. It looks like classrooms that aren't only traditional spaces with desks, but that are kitchens where students can learn culinary skills, greenhouses where students learn how to grow vegetables and plants, metal shops and fabrication labs where students learn how to build things. A curriculum that combines learning in school with hands-on learning, real-world experience, working like at a credit union, as you'll hear, or in the city parks department, or at a hospital. This is what it means to prepare students for careers. And when well done, hundreds of students graduate each year with the skills they need to fill the jobs that pay well and that are right here in their hometown. And this is the astounding thing that I don't think most Americans think about. Nearly 60% of graduating high school students don't go directly to a four-year college. 60%. 6 out of every 10 students. So some will start working, some will come to community college, hopefully to my classroom, or a technical college. And some, really won't know what they really want to do next. And that's why our education system needs to adapt and needs to transform. So you are leading the change here in Northeast Wisconsin. And so I want to thank you for that. I know it takes an entire community. It takes partners like the Green Bay Chamber and local businesses like Bellin Health. I saw that as I came in from the airport. And it takes school leaders like Sarah Greenwood, who I just met, and Mike Snowberry. And of course, it takes a great governor like Governor Evers and a mayor like Mayor Genrich who are supporting career-connected learning. And it takes students like Caitlin and Adam and Mason who are taking advantage of these opportunities to work towards their goals. So I want you to know, and you've probably figured out because we've already paid for it, that President Biden is your partner in these efforts. And he knows that education is about setting students up for success in life. And success has many paths. And that's why his vision for education involves students learning not only in a traditional classroom, but also outside in the community and on the job, where students can gain hands-on learning and experience and skills for a lifelong career. And that vision is coming alive here in Northeast Wisconsin because of the people, all of the people here in this room. You are providing students with an incredible education, an opportunity to discover what they love to do, and a solid foundation for their future. So now I can't wait to hear more about all the work that you're doing. So I want to thank you all for being here. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here again.
All right. Well, let's give it up one more time for our speakers. Sure. There we go. Well, fantastic. It is an incredible honor to have Dr. Jill Biden back in town. Just a few months ago, was here for the Crucial Catch effort at our visitor center, and just a few months back, and really thrilled to be able to welcome you again. Also thrilled to have Secretary back in town. I know this is not your first visit either, so really pleased to have you here. Governor Evers, as a regular visitor, was just here earlier this week. Actually, the governor and I were out at NWTC, touring some of their medical facilities and technologies, and learning about their innovative healthcare programs that are preparing so many individuals for successful careers in critical fields here in Northeast Wisconsin. Coincidentally, earlier today, I was at the Bellin College of Nursing with some area high school students in their hands-on healthcare program. And I think you'll all be glad to know that I successfully administered an IV.
You did?
I did.
I think he wants to
Thank you. You can tell I was pretty proud. Now, thankfully, the arm that I was working on was fake. It's not attached to a human body, but still, we're counting that as a pretty major success for me. It was a great experience, though, for the students that were there to get some hands-on experience. And while there's no risk of me joining the healthcare field anytime soon, these are exactly the kinds of opportunities that get our young people thinking about career paths that might interest them into the future. And that's obviously what we're here to talk about today. So welcome to our incredible panelists. I know I'm looking forward to hearing your stories and experiences. I know our audience members are as well. But before we get to the conversation, I also want to recognize a couple of young people who represent the city's efforts to develop career pathways for interested students. Dr. Biden referenced folks working in parks departments. We have a couple of youth apprentices that work in our parks, recreation and forestry department. One, Brenna Runavara, is an arborist apprentice in our forestry division, and the other, Morgan Westland, is a member of our conservation corps, the only municipally sponsored conservation corps in the state. So thanks to the Biden administration for all the support that comes down through AmeriCorps. But these individuals are both doing great work for the city and learning relevant skills for their respective career paths. So a round of applause for them as well.
Where are they?
I believe we've got.
Well, hi. Nice to see you. Congratulations. Go ahead, stand up. She's like, no. That's good enough.
We're humble people here. And now we're going to transition to our panel. I think Sarah Greenwood is going to kick things off for us with some remarks, and she's the assistant principal at Mishicot School District.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to serve as a mentor school in the grant that Karen wrote, so we appreciate the recipient or being a recipient of that grant. So thank you very much. In 2009, the school district of Mishicot's leaders were not happy with the number of students that were leaving our school district without a plan after graduation. And so they began efforts to reconstruct our career and technical education program and to develop an academic and career planning program. These programs, the reconstruction and our academic and career planning program, have changed the trajectory of a Mishicot High School graduate tremendously. We're a small school district, a rural school district serving 930 students from 8 municipalities. And so we're very dependent on the 350 business partners that we have in the surrounding communities, as well as our partnerships with the University of Green Bay, Lakeshore, Northeast Wisconsin, Fox Valley, technical colleges. They allow us to provide diverse and rigorous opportunities for our students. We have an academic and career planning program that spans throughout our K-12 grade levels. It's a by all, for all model, so all of our teachers, whether they're a math teacher or a school counselor or a Phy-Ed teacher, deliver our academic and career planning programs. Our students engage in activities through academic and career planning, like learning styles assessments and work values assessments, interest inventories to find career matches. And then they post the results of those things and reflections on those things on their personalized ACP websites. At the end of their high school career, they present those websites to members of our school board, community members, educators, and talk about their most impactful components of that program. Possibly mock interviews, job shadows, reality store, which is offered through our Chamber of Commerce. It's a budget simulation activity. But it helps them to understand, all of those things help them to understand why academic and career planning and why the coursework that they're doing in high school is so important. We also have our teachers go on a lot of those industry tours or campus tours or hear presentations from our business partners so that they themselves understand what is happening outside of the world of education. Because oftentimes teachers have gone to school and then they go and work in school and they don't always know what's happening in those other industries. So this helps them tie their content to what's happening in the world outside of education. 60% of Michigan high school students earn industry-recognized credentials, and 54% of students successfully complete career-based learning, either through youth apprenticeship, educational co-ops, or school-based enterprises. These opportunities have come to fruition through the responsiveness of our teachers and their understanding of students' diverse needs. We offer a variety of cross-curricular coursework, such as geometry and construction, which counts for both a math credit and a technical education credit, or intro to horticulture that counts as a science credit or an agriculture credit. Michigan Enterprise, which is our school-based manufacturing business, Michicup, which is our coffee shop, and Michigan Floral are our school-based businesses that provide students with experience in customer service, manufacturing, and business operations. The success of our programs are evident through the stories of our graduates. Michigan High School offers nearly 100 college credits within our high school. This, in combination with the dual enrollment courses that our students take through our area colleges, result in the average Michigan graduate leaving our high school with 20 college credits. In May of 2023, 11 students graduated with an associate's degree of arts and sciences from the University of Green Bay through our partnership with the Rising Phoenix program. And because of this program, our students will enter the workforce sooner and with minimal student loan debt. Many of our graduates successfully complete a youth apprenticeship while in high school and begin full-time employment right out of high school. One of which is one of our 2019 graduates, who is the state's first registered apprentice, easy for me to say, to transition from youth apprentice to registered apprentice and get credit for those hours that he had earned while in high school. The investment we've made into career-connected learning has not only led to 97% of our graduates being confidently career and college ready upon graduation, but it's opened doors for our students they would have never dreamed possible. For example, today.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for sharing your insights, Sarah. I know we have, I think, one of your seniors here. Two of your seniors, Adam Backus, I think, is up next, who's going to share some of his experience at Michigan.
Adam, thank you. So for me, it all started about a year and a half ago, I'd say. I really didn't know what I wanted to do as far as a career went. Till I was playing football and I had a life-threatening injury where I ruptured my spleen. And I went to the hospital and I spent a week in the ICU. And there my nurses were amazing. And as I was laying there every day watching them take care of me, how they took care of me, I was like, this is maybe something I really want to get into. And I also have a disabled brother, so I had that kind of past experience with that field. So I went back to school, and we had sort of a pep rally type thing where the teachers brought up to us upcoming upperclassmen, the youth apprenticeship program, and how we could apply for it and get into all these different programs and try out different careers while we were still in school. And I had other friends that were already in the Youth Apprentice program, and some of them were CNAs, which is a certified nursing assistant. And I had heard that if I wanted to get into nursing, that a certified nursing assistant would be the way for me to go. So off of that, I brought it up to one of my teachers, and they brought it up to, I think it was Miss Greenwood or another one of our advisors at the school, and I got my certification paid for by the school over the summer. And then going into this year, this is my first year doing it, I got to work alongside nurses and help provide cares. I've gotten to do really cool things. I've taken out catheters, I've taken out IVs. Yeah, it's crazy. So
Maybe you could keep it there.
What's next? What's next?
I was thinking about that.
One thing at a time.
Yeah, but I get to see like doctors do surgeries, like really cool things. So me going into a nursing field is really cool, but not only that, it exposes me to these other sort of fields. Like I get to see people come in and, like I said, surgeries before, or radiology. I get to see ultrasounds, like all the different things that are really, really cool. And one of the biggest things for me is that as a CNA going forward into college, one of the big things is there's competition to get into the nursing programs.
That's
and
right.
as a CNA, with however many hours I have, it's a huge deal to them to let me into the nursing program, just because I have that experience that I was able to get just in high school during school. So it's been a really cool opportunity for me. I'm really thankful for the youth apprenticeship program, and yeah.
That's awesome. That's a wonderful story. Thanks so much for sharing that with us, Adam. And then we also have your fellow senior, Caitlin Callahan from Mishicot High.
Hi, everyone. I'm Caitlin Callahan. I'm a senior at Mishicot. I'm employed at Shoreline Credit Union. In my role, I create and post journal entries, balance general ledgers, prepare financial reports, create and post checks, as well as assist the accounting team with other credit union duties. One of the really cool things about the Youth Apprenticeship Program is that we're treated like a regular employee. We're not treated as a child, but we get to jump in and really act as an employee at that place. Next year, I'll be attending the University of Northern Iowa and furthering my degree, getting accounting and finance, as well as playing softball. A little bit of background about me. I grew up surrounded by business, as both my parents worked in the field. Throughout high school, I took elective courses such as Intro to Business, Marketing, Accounting, Web Development, and Microsoft 1 and 2 that further sparked my interest. The courses provided me an opportunity to not only take college-level classes, but gain background knowledge on various business fields. I loved the attention to detail and the problem-solving skills involved in accounting, so after completing Accounting 1, I knew I wanted to continue to learn more. The Youth Apprenticeship Program provided me the opportunity to do just that with a hands-on learning experience. I attended a large interview with numerous businesses, chose my preferred employer, and was selected and hired as an accounting assistant at Shoreline Credit Union, as I said. From there, the credit union atmosphere gave me an opportunity to learn more about accounting in financial institutions, as well as assist members firsthand. The biggest benefit of the Youth Apprenticeship Program for me is that it provides great balance between work, school, and sports. I'm able to have a job while taking challenging courses in the classroom, as well as being extremely involved in softball. Through working in an office environment, I'm able to learn how to dress professionally, send appropriate emails, and communicate effectively with my team and supervisors. In the future, I hope to obtain more accounting internships and eventually find a job in the field after college. The Youth Apprenticeship Program allows me to go into the job search with already 1.5 years of related work experience. I've loved the program, and although it can be a little scary entering the workplace as an 18-year-old high schooler, we have a school advisor that offers periodic check-ins and talks to help with any issues in the workplace and provide insight into future career options. I've loved the YA program, and it truly allows our classroom notes to be put into practice in real-life situations.
I'm sure you'll get a job.
thanks so much for sharing your story, Caitlin. Congratulations on going to Iowa. Hopefully you'll return home after a few years, but congratulations. Next we have Mason Kanzelberger, who is a junior over at Preble High.
Thank you. Like you said, I'm a junior at Preble High. I take a class at West High School called Baylink Manufacturing. You might not know what that is. We get businesses all around us send us parts that we need to make, like the paper mills. They send us parts we need to make. Our teacher, Mr. Belangi, takes us step by step through the process of pricing out, seeing how much each part would take, like how much it'll cost for the company to pay us. Then it takes us step by step through the process of machining it and getting it down to tolerances, like within 100,000ths of an inch. That's like smaller than a human hair. You got to make sure it's really accurate for paper machines. Well, you may wonder how I got in this opportunity. Well, my teacher, Mr. Byrne at Preble, I was freshman year. My dad recommended me to go into metals class, shop class, because that's what he did in high school. Well, my teacher, Mr. Byrne, offered this class, and he's like, "You have to be a junior," and I was instantly bummed out because I was a freshman. I had to wait an extra year. So sophomore year, I was just taking a bunch of extra classes to clear up my schedule for junior year, and I luckily found something I loved, because I love working with my hands. I did that from very young. Like I used to say when I was younger, I wanted to be a maker, whatever that meant. I mean, now I'm starting to narrow it down a little bit, but I don't know. For me, I found something I wanted to do, because now I figured out what I kind of want to do. I'm able to graduate a year early because I've been dedicated. I like making stuff with my hands, so I'm going to graduate a year early and go to college next year, which with already plenty enough credits from the Baylink Manufacturing, because it's a dual credit class. And if I recommend it, and I think everybody should take classes like this, and I think we should wish other people had opportunities like I had, because I found something I love, and I hope other people found something they love.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing, Mason.
Can I ask Mason, how much do you intend, or how much do you think you're going to make in your career in manufacturing?
In manufacturing, you could make anywhere from, starting at least $50,000 a year, or, a couple years of experience, over 6 figures easily.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a little bit of dedication. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again. I know we have some West High grads in the audience, so I know they appreciate you taking advantage of Baylink over there. Next, we have Chairman Hill, who's chairman of the United Nation, a great partner in local government, great leader for the nation, and really glad to be able to have him here to talk about some of their experiences.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to start off a little bit about talking about our culture, as being really looking at, before birth to grave for education and for learning. So we really look at taking that to heart and trying to figure out all the programming that we can to assist our tribal membership and our employees to continue their education. And so I'll just highlight a few of our programs that we have. So we have youth enrichment services who work within the public school districts that overlap or are within the reservation boundaries. And those advocates assist the students with reading, tutoring, making sure that they're being advocated for, with the teachers and administration as well. And then also making sure, again, I think as we talk about reading proficiency is a high standard that we want to make sure that we're reaching with our students. Currently the reading proficiency is very low for Native Americans in Brown and Outagamie County, and so we're really looking at attaining those preferred levels. And so our YES advocates and the programming is really leaning into that this year and hopefully for years to come to raise our reading proficiency even at the third grade level. Because I think you spend the first 3 years of school learning how to read, and after third grade you read to learn. So that's really important of me reaching that key milestone in education and reading proficiency. And stemming from there, I think I would just like to talk a little bit about our Oneida Nation High School as well. We have several programs that are operated through there, similar to the other public schools. So I think one I would like to highlight, though, is we actually have a student here who recently graduated last year, who went through the mentorship program, who work with the high school and our comprehensive housing division and our Department of Public Works to get students hands-on experience. And so Hunter Webster, who's sitting over here, recently graduated last year to partake in that program with comprehensive housing and is now hired at comprehensive housing. So that's that streamlined, just starting to work. And then, as mentioned, about other traditional students as well. So Oneida Nation offers a scholarship program for our tribal citizens. Since the last 10 years, Oneida Nation has dedicated nearly $95 million to higher education efforts for our citizens as well. So there's vast, like, a little over 1,500 associate degrees, a little over 1,500 bachelor's degrees. I believe it's about 500 master's degrees and a little over 170 doctorate degrees that money is put towards for our tribal citizens to better themselves. As I think we all know that education really affects the income of a family or an individual throughout their lifetime. So we've placed, I think since 1996, we've had that grant program in place. So many decades of trying to assure that there's many pathways for being a successful individual and contributing to the community. And obviously education is one of those ways to get there. And so there's that. And then also I think another program that we're currently working on formatting, I guess, from our Oneida Human Resources Department is working with DWD to come up with a apprenticeship program very similar to what we have in the state has in places and regions and things like that, to be able to have the students have a curriculum and education and meet these goals in 12 months to two years, depending on the skills that they were looking to get into. And so having that be recognized as they gain employment through the 1 to 2 years apprenticeship program, and then have them transition into permanent jobs within the nation as well after that 1 to 2 year essentially apprenticeship program. So those are just some of the highlights that I just wanted to share with you and all the great work that is happening in our region. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, for all that work, everything you do for your members and for the community. And last but not least, we have Eric Vandenheuvel, who is with our Green Bay Chamber, also a former educator himself. So welcome your thoughts and experiences that you'd like to share with the panel.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Green Bay Chamber is focused on providing workforce solutions to our member businesses to help address the workforce crisis, and being involved in the Youth Apprenticeship Program is just one strategy within that continuum. We've been involved in running the program for our region for more than 10 years, and in full transparency, for a large portion of that time, we saw stagnated growth and varying interest from employers and from the schools. It wasn't until we started to collaborate with partners that it really elevated the program, and so partnering with our local educational service agency, CESA 7, partnering with 24 area high schools, and partnering with over 700 businesses, the program has taken off. In fact, as recently as 2021, we were serving about 150 kids in a youth apprenticeship in our region. This year we're expecting 1,100 students to be enrolled in youth apprenticeship. So that growth is phenomenal. The program is really supported through the investment in our state, the Department of Workforce Development, to support those 1,100 students. The state provides us with $1.3 million annually. Most of that goes to the staff who are working directly with the businesses and directly with the students in the schools to make that connection. 1.3 million is a lot of money, but you translate those 1,100 students last year earned $6.8 million in revenue, in earned income for those students. And so that's really transformational, especially when we talk about underrepresented students and what that income can mean to them while they're learning in high school. The program has a long ways to go. That 1,100 number I don't think is the ceiling by any means. I think it's realistic for us to think that we can get 2,000 students throughout northeastern Wisconsin to participate in this program. Some of the barriers include really just marketing, getting students to understand that there's apprenticeships in a variety of fields, finance and architecture and healthcare. It's not just about the trades, although it is still about the trades. And so we need to educate families and students about those opportunities that are available. We also need to continue to educate our businesses to say we have unbelievably talented high school students, and you can't just apply, well, this isn't something a high school student can do. I would challenge you to meet the students who are sitting around the table and tell me that high school students can't do those things. And so that's a big piece of it, and then it's really about eliminating those barriers. So we do see students who are underrepresented, who struggle to find opportunities, whether it be transportation or just be awareness of those careers. And so we're continually looking for ways to innovate and create those opportunities for all students. We look at our school district, the Green Bay Area Public Schools, 4th largest in the state, 60% minority students, and they have the lowest amount of students participating in youth apprenticeship. And so we need to eliminate that barrier. We've got great partners at the district. We got great partners at CISA 7. We have to find ways, if we're going to hit those 2,000 students, and I know that we can do it, this is just the beginning.
Well, you have the advocates right here. Just
Yeah.
take these kids in to talk
Yeah.
to those students.
Yeah.
And look how successful they are.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so you're going to be busy. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much. Well, I would turn things back over to Dr. Biden, Governor Evers, Secretary Cardona for any final thoughts or questions for our participants here.
Go ahead, Miguel.
Thank you. Geez. One of the best parts of this position as Secretary of Education is when I get to see policy in the faces of people. It's one thing to talk about policy, it's another thing to see it in action. And that's what I saw here today. It's like a perfect combination today. So on one hand, we have the Career Connected High School grant that you earned in this state, and we see that it's helping grow the work you're doing around apprenticeships and giving students opportunities. And so that's a policy that I could see in these students here. But another one is the Invest in America work that the president fought really hard for. And when you see those signs, what is investing in America? Well, we all know that there were supply chain issues a 3 years ago. Remember that? The president said we're going to make things in America. So the CHIPS and Science Act was intended to put money to create things here in America. All right? Look at the connection here. And there was also the bipartisan infrastructure plan that's part of Invest in America, right? Every state is touched by that policy. What does it translate to? It translates into the need for more manufacturing. That's where Mason comes in, right?
Yeah,
So you're connected.
I am.
You are connected. And because Mason's going to be doing really well, and he's going to, a lot of these are going to be good union jobs too, that comes with health care. And when you have a health care, you need Adams. Right, Adam? So Adam has a place in the future with this Invest in America. And because Adam and Mason are now gainfully employed, they're going to need to put their money somewhere, and they're going to look to Caitlin at the credit union to get it done. I'm only half joking.
No, you're not.
No, really. This is the president's vision to help lift America. We're making things here, and we're investing in people. And investing in people also means investing in education, so that our schools are connecting the dots. And we're helping, but man, the vision here is palpable. What you're doing here, everyone, the chamber, educators, you're all wrapping your arms around a shared vision of helping your students. And it's just great to see, and I'm honored to be able to sit with you and hear it from you directly. So you are the faces of the policy that the president is pushing. Thank you.
For sure. Well, I'm just thrilled to be here today to hear the stories. And Caitlin, what position do you play? in softball?
Outfield.
Outfield, great. You'll have a good time. And maybe you come back to Wisconsin, play softball. Anyway, the coolest thing about all this for me, and I always say this around connecting the dots, but the kids get it, and now the adults get it. You know, whether it's CISA, whether it's the business folks in the Green Bay area, Northeast Wisconsin, whether it's educators, everybody has to play a role in education. It's as simple as that, especially nowadays where Wisconsin we have lots of people working, we have lots of jobs open, and if we want to continue doing the good things we do here and have a successful state, good economic place for us to be, everybody's got to be there, and it is the business community, it is the school districts, it is parents, and especially the kids. And so seeing that after being in this job as governor, before that in education, this is really rewarding. And I have to thank my secretary was the help me out workforce development. Thank you, Amy. They play a role now in this, and a heavy role in this, and it all works together, and that's why we're getting to be a success. Obviously, the federal government plays a huge role. Whether it's ARPA, whether this particular role, the president, first lady are absolutely right on when they're doing what they're doing and making sure that our kids have the best opportunities possible. So thank you.
Thanks. As a classroom teacher and who's currently teaching at a community college, I love seeing that these students started with in high school figuring out what they want to do. So, I'm just 3 weeks into my semester, and as I go around the room each semester and I say, what have you chosen as your major? What are you going to go into? A lot of them don't have any idea. I don't know, Dr. B. We don't know. Or somebody say, hey, I think I want to be a dental hygienist. I said, well, have you ever looked inside of someone's mouth? And he said, well, no. And I said, well, I think you should get an internship or an apprenticeship before you, spend 2 years at a community college and then decide, you're going to go into this. So I think it's just great that you already know what you want to do, that the teachers are all working together to get the students. It'll save you money, that you've already taken college courses, and it'll save you college debt. So I love this program. I love that you're all I know you're going to be all successful. And I knew Joe was, when he ran for president, I knew that education would be one of his focuses because, we pushed him. I mean, he didn't need the push, but it was one of his interests, and I'm just so proud of him that he saw this and he put money into it, and he values really the young people and the careers that they find and the jobs that they go into, and that they are successful. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Dr. Biden, for joining us. Thanks, Governor Evers, for always visiting and valuing Green Bay. Thanks to Secretary for, again, joining us here in the city of Green Bay. And please, Dr. Biden, pass along our thanks and appreciation to the President. We can do amazing things here in Green Bay and in the state of Wisconsin, but we can't do it, though, without a real strong partner in Washington who has the right philosophy and is willing to put the dollars where they matter, which is all across the United States and communities like ours. So thank you so much.
Thank you.